Accept. She should be coming. Okay, beautiful.
Hey, mommy.
All right, all right. So, again, I want to thank Miami Wicked, aka Toya, me and P Square, P3 Square.
Hmm.
Definitely love you on the show. We love your energy, and we're going to continue this series talking about detoxification. Matter of fact, I posted something that I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is right on time." About how do we detox our life? And P, if you want to add something, go ahead, lady, because you know what? It's just us here.
Well, good evening, good afternoon. I tell you, happy Saturday. I tell you, this conversation has been awesome. This whole month of July has been so on point. It has been with so many great nuggets of wisdom. We've had the greatest guests. I know is more coming, but I'm so honored by the ones we had previously and the one that we have right now, because I know it's going to be a shift. And since we're talking about detoxification, a lot of time we look at it from the spiritual, but you have to detox the whole body, your mind, body, and soul. And sometimes we just focus on one area of life. What I'm about, is the detoxing my whole entire mindset. Because I know I've had some toxic situation, toxic conversation, toxic relationship that I've been involved with people that's always negative. So my thing now is to detox that stuff out of my system. So I just want to say I'm super excited about this talk today rather.
Gotcha. Well, I want to go
Yes.
ahead and piggyback off of what P3 said. When it comes to detoxification, I've talked to a couple of my friends about this podcast and let them hear it and stuff like that. And we had like conversations. And most people think, oh, I'm going to detoxify myself. I'm going to do a body detox. I'm going to do a spiritual detox. I'm going to detox my mind, my life. But you don't think sometimes you have to detox your friends.
Oh yes.
You have to
Yes.
sometimes let go of relationships. You have to let go of friends. You have to even let go of family because they're toxic. And even if you cleanse yourself, it's like you cleanse yourself, you take a bath, and somebody come put mud back on you.
Right.
What's the point?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have those negative people, those toxic people in your life, and you're trying to detoxify yourself, get yourself on a higher level, cleanse your mind, cleanse your spirit, cleanse your body, and somebody's saying, oh, here go a whole bucket of KFC and some Church's chicken and go ahead and eat that. And you're like, I'm trying to, do better. I'm trying to be healthier. You don't want people bringing negativity to you. Girl, let me tell you what happened at the club. Girl, let me tell you what happened at church. Oh, guess who pastor sleeping with? You don't need that in your life. You need to let go of some negative people who bring toxic stuff to you. Because not only will they bring it to you and put it in your spirit, you could be high up, having a good day, being great, and they drain you.
Mm-hmm.
They come with every problem they could possibly have. The dog got hit, the cat died,
Yes.
but everything happened bad to them.
Yes.
And they bring it and put it on you. Now you sitting at work talking about, oh, the dog got hit. Oh, the cat. It ain't even your problem.
Right.
But you don't bar their problems now. And now you bring that more toxicity into your own life. So you have to sometimes cut people off in order to properly detox yourself. And I had to find that out the hard way because I had people who were energy vampires.
Right.
And they just sucked the energy out of me. I could be happy, go lucky, laughing, hair done, nails done, everything did. And here you come. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just want to sit in front of the bright line. Like, that's how bad you got me. Like,
Right.
how do you even get to
And that's
somebody? How do you,
definitely I think if they leave you draining, you got to
yes.
reassess some things in your life. Like you said, it's no different from if you're trying to detox your body and go healthy. You can't be around people that are not on that same energy. As far as,
Same
okay, I
energy.
won't have these greasy fried food around toward Miami Wicked, because you know what, I know what her goal is and what she's setting. And like P3 said as well, we can't just detox our body and not work on our mind and spirit. It's about
Exactly.
the company we keep. It's about what we intake in our body, what we watch, what we speak. you know, because a lot of times sometimes, you know, it was hard for me to admit, like, okay, that person's always negative, but guess what? I allowed it. I allowed those
Yeah.
things, and then I became it. And then I don't want to take on somebody else's behavior and their ways. And like you said, I don't want to carry their problems. I got my own, you
I got
know?
my own too.
And if I may interject something, you know, when we do listen to people problem, it's not that you don't care, but the thing is, it shouldn't be every day that is raining in your
Right.
life. It shouldn't be every time you turn around, it's a sad song and dance. How long you gonna play that quarter? How long you gonna dance that same song over and over again? There has to be some victory. There has to be a time in our lives when you have to draw the line in the sand, and you have to say enough is enough. And then you have to look, and you have to sit back, and like I said last time, you have to sit back and reevaluate and revisit some things and say, you know what, this is not healthy for me.
Right.
Because what this is doing to me internal, it's messing with my psyche. It's messing with my soul. I find out that when I leave you, I feel worse. And you should never feel worse than you was in the present with somebody. You should always feel better. But sometimes, like Toya said, some people are vampires. They're energy vampires. They'll suck the life out you. It don't have to be daytime or nighttime, whenever they can. But I'm learning now is to go back in myself, tell myself this is an unhealthy conversation. I no longer wish to talk that way. I no longer wish to express that way. And if it means losing friends, then so be it. See, the thing is, we don't want to lose friends. We don't want to hurt people feeling. And I'm not saying you got to hurt people feeling. You just got to let people know I'm not on that today.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Exactly.
but no disrespect to you, but I'm not on that today. If it's not my motto, if it's not uplifting, if it's not educational, if it's not inspiring, if it's not the kind that I need that would make me want to live on a higher level of consciousness and a higher vibration, and you want to bring me on that lower floor, I can't do that no longer. Because if I let you keep doing that to me, the elevator will never move to the penthouse.
Yeah.
And my aim is to get to the penthouse. And the only way I can get to the penthouse is to touch all the floors I need to do my mind, body, and soul. I have to purify all of that. And sometimes in life, you have to do something called a purification rundown in your mind. A purification rundown in your mind, in your heart, in everything that's connected to you. And it's okay to tell people, say, I'm sorry. And people say, well, you're acting funny. You're outgrown. Well, can I say this? Some people you have outgrown.
Right.
And some conversation you should outgrow. You shouldn't be having the same conversation that you had 20 years ago, and you don't see no growth, no change, nothing. You're still in the same. We keep going around the same mountain. It's time to make the journey.
Right.
That is true.
And I think sometimes people are afraid of that. Some people are comfortable playing the victim or comfortable in their own storms. And like for me, I just can't be around people like that. Like I want, like you said, if you're not educating me, inspiring me, encouraging, uplifting, I don't want it. And you know, like Miami said, if you are making me feel worse than when I came in, I was feeling good until you came around. You definitely don't need that. But what do we say to, how would you encourage someone listening if it's someone that they are partners with or they work for? What would you say to those people?
Well, as for me, I had that to happen to me just this week. And the person was talking about some things that they were going through. And I told them, I said, I always want people to know this. Life can always be worse.
Yeah.
Always could be worse. And it could always be better. But the thing is, when we start looking at how bad things is, learn to pull that apart and look for the blessing in it. If you're going through a challenge, just let's say I'm going through pain and I'm having a lot of pain. But thank God that you can feel the pain. Because somebody can't feel the pain. And then you say, well, God, all I eat is a bologna sandwich or whatever kind of sandwich you eat. Well, thank God you eat that because somebody don't have
Don't
food
have
to eat.
food.
So instead of complaining, look for the blessing in it, because the more we complain, the more we remain. So we have to learn to look and elevate our consciousness to a higher level of truth in what the Christ consciousness is telling us within here and here, that we can move forward. So when people come to me, always want to tell me their sad story about the dog, the cat, the bird that flew away, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, the cat probably ran across the street and the bird flew, but there will be another bird that come back. There will be another cat that comes, and there will be another dog that will
Come
bark.
on.
So what you got to, that's not the end of the world.
Right.
What you got to look at, okay, the cat did this, the bird did, and the bird flew, and this what happened. Okay, maybe their time was up.
Right.
Just ask yourself, maybe their time was up, and they went somewhere else. It's because they had to go somewhere else so the right person could come into your life. You need people that will add to you, not to validate you, because you already special in your own way, but just add to who you are, to embrace the change that you are becoming as you becoming an expression of your wholeness and your whole self. So when people come to you to dump the junk, don't dump it on me, because I'm not a landfill. I hear your problem. I hear your problem out of respect. But don't think I'm going to get in there and wallow with you like a pig, because that ain't happening, Captain. Not today. Not no more.
How about you, Miami Wicked? Thank you, P
Well,
Square. You
thanks,
always
Mom.
have something. Yeah.
But with me, I've had something happen this week with the same situation. Somebody's like, "Oh, woe is me. This is wrong. That is wrong. This is wrong." And you know what? I have never in my life been so much like my mom until recently.
Aw.
I'm always trying to be a kind word, turn away wrath, right? So I'm trying to be understanding. I'm trying to be that friend. I'm trying to be there. If you tell me, you know what? I'm not as smart as you. Miami, you're smarter than me. I come back and say, you know what, Beverly, you are super smart. Girl, you did this and you did that. And look what you got, this degree and you got that degree. That's what I've been doing, trying to make you look at yourself a different way. Because the thing is, we can say we can detoxify ourselves, we can take negative people out of our lives. But believe it or not, and I had to realize this, I was my own negative person. I
Yeah.
was. I talked about myself in my head so bad sometimes. Like I thought I was a girl on the street ready to fight. Like, why am I? That's how I was. Like I'm in the mirror, like, girl, who is you? Did you?
Just
I
fight
take
with
your man
yourself.
or something? Like this, how I was. I was really hard on myself. And sometimes we are hard on ourselves, and we need a friend or a spouse or a mate or whatever the case may be to say, hey, you know what? It's not that bad. But
Exactly.
Yes.
even if it is that bad, I'm here for you, and we're going to get you out of the situation.
Right.
Because I don't want nobody sitting in front of the bright line. You know, nobody. I
Right.
want you to be
Yeah.
okay. And sometimes you need a friend to say, hey, look, this is not the road we're going down. We're not going to be negative today. We're not going to have that day.
Right.
And we're going to push forward. And just, I reinforce the positive things they have going on. Because sometimes people, they get so caught up in their problems, they don't even see the good things they have going
Yeah.
on. That you have a good friend in your life. You have good family support if you have that. Or you have a good spouse or a good mate or a good job. Or you're healthy. You know, some things people don't even understand you take for granted every day. So I try to reinforce to them what they have that's positive in their life that they can focus on and try to push that negativity out of their mind. It's the process, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
But if you continuously do it, it gets easier and easier every time.
Like you said, it's an ongoing process. It's a daily
Yeah.
that we have to reboot ourselves, and it's no different when P Square was talking about, counting your blessings, and you pointed out looking at the good side. It's like it's basically practicing gratitude, reminding
Yes.
people, because sometimes we get caught up. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know about you guys, I grew up in Mississippi, so when we got certain sayings that we say, and when something go wrong, right, I've heard family members like, what else can go wrong? And that thought itself is putting it out there for more stuff
Yes.
More
to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And
stuff to
Mm-hmm.
happen.
I want to cut that out and just speak life, speak positivity. That's why I practice gratitude. I'm that friend. Like when Miami Wicked said, reinforce. I like to do that as well. But I like when I'm talking to someone and they're negative, and even if it's a conversation, I'm like, there's no negative self-talk in the chat group, and that'll make them kind of laugh and like, okay. And I remember telling another friend, you know, we're all on our own journey. Like P3 Square always points out, and we all have our battles, but we're here to uplift each other. And as a friend, I'm gonna hold the mirror up and remind you what I see in the mirror, someone who's uplifting, someone who's positive, you know, and point out the good things, because if we focus on the good things, more good things will happen, right, P?
Exactly.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
yes. And the thing is, when we believe, and I think this, I found this out to be true in testing. When you around positive, every time somebody come and they're so negative and you keep it positive, two things will happen. You either draw them or drive them.
Yes.
They'll either leave you or they'll stay and they'll say, oh God, Miami is always so positive. Love and Light is always kicking it positive. So when you're around those kind of people, that energy, you feel that vibration.
Yeah.
You want to pick it. It's a magnet. You draw to you who you are. But if I sit there and every time I come around and then I'm always got a sad song and a dance, then after a while you're not gonna answer my call as much. And when you see me, you're gonna try to, you know, you're gonna talk to me, but you're gonna try to move out the way as fast as possible.
Right.
So my take is on that is when you start doing the inner work within, detoxifying, again, the purification rundown, purifying your thought, purifying your mind, and letting people walk out their own journey. Let them talk what they talk and listen, but don't carry that baggage inside the house with you.
Right.
What I mean, the house with you, not talking about where you live at. This is the house I'm talking about. This is the temple. Be careful what you allow to come in your temple, because everything does not deserve to be in your presence, to be in your temple, to have that conversation, nor that time of the day. Now, everybody deserves respect, but if you have respect is earned, not learned, it's earned. So when you look at stuff like that and you go through life, you say, okay, I know this is unhealthy. I know this person not good for me. And if you feel bad sometimes because you got to break the relationship off, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriend, significant others, or who it might could be family members. Sometimes you got to cut family members off. And you were like, wow, I got that blood is thicker than water. True, that's true. That's so true. But sometimes even they can be pressing, they can be draining, they can be toxic, they can be dreams killer, dreams stiller. They can tell you that you can't mount to anything, that you won't never be anything. And those thoughts, you just said it, love and light. How we used to say, well, what else can happen?
Yeah.
You know, it's raining like this. Every time I turn around, something going wrong. No, because you just spoke it.
Yes.
What you speak, that's what you seek. And you think about what you bring about. So if you're saying all that negative stuff, you're stirring in that pot of stew, that's exactly what you're going to get. You can't expect to get something different if that's what you put on the table.
That's
so
true.
I would just say, change your conversation, change your group. There's a tribe out there looking for you just like you looking for them. And you don't have to stay in that stew if you don't want to.
I love it.
Amen. Amen. That's true. That is so true.
So let me ask you guys this. When, like, if you meet someone and you're trying to get to know them, do you leave on the first sign of negativity, or do you see it out to see if
Me,
it's up for it?
me personally, I guess I'm a sucker for punishment here, because I don't leave the first time I see trouble. I don't run to the hills. I don't turn around and say, forget it. Now, I can. Now, let me tell you, I'm a Scorpio, so I can fall back quick, but I don't. I try to hang in there, and when I finally leave, I'm done. I don't go back though.
Right.
It's a one and done kind of thing. But I'll hang in there. I'll probably hang in there longer than most people would.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put up with it and try to talk you off the bridge and talk you off the shelf and calm you down and do all this and be there for you and be everything you need me to be. But if it gets to a point where I just can't take it no more, then I have to say deuces and I walk away.
Right.
But I don't just walk away the first time a problem happens, because you know what? In life, in friendships, relationships, jobs even, you're going to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you can't just walk away. You can't just throw your hands up and say, my boss just told me I got to work overtime, I quit. Who does that? Okay,
Girl,
like unless you are financially stable like that,
right?
But I can't do that. So, yeah, I guess I got to be working overtime. So you're gonna have days where you got to do things you don't want to do, or people upset you, or you want to go out to the club and your boyfriend or your girlfriend say you're gonna stay home tonight, and you looking all cute, you can't go nowhere. You know what? Stay home making a Netflix and chill.
Right.
You got to eat it up sometimes. You know, you can't just walk away and throw people away. You can't do that. You got to try.
Mm-hmm. I agree. How about you?
And you must give people the benefit, not all the time, but I'm guilty of that, of always giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because sometimes people come and they are sincere when they come, but they just don't know how to truly express themselves. So you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't do that. And sometimes you don't even throw the bathwater out. You just separate the water from the baby. And sometimes you have to separate the both. What is they trying to tell me in this incident? What are they saying to me? What do I need to hear? Because sometimes we don't wait till a person finish their conversation before we jump in with the answer. And sometimes it might be that they don't need an answer. They just need you to listen. They just need you to hear within.
But that's a big problem though, mommy, with a lot of people. They listen. They don't actually listen. They hear what you're saying to respond. They don't listen to understand and comprehend. They're waiting to give you an answer. As soon as she finishes, I got an answer for her. But did you hear what I said?
Right.
Did you hear what I said? But you're not even listening to what I'm saying. I want you to comprehend. And what I found out too is, like you said, you're from Mississippi. We're from Alabama. Okay. A lot of people don't know how to communicate.
Oh,
so a lot of times when you come to me and you're negative, you don't mean to be. You just weren't taught better. Yeah. You don't know how to look at yourself in a different light. You don't know how to come to me and say, you know what, I'm having a bad day. Just cheer me up, or just listen. You know how to come and say, oh, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. That's all you heard growing up. So you don't know how to come no other way. Sometimes you got to rearrange your mind. You got to relearn how to talk and how to communicate. Everybody can't communicate. People can talk, but everybody can't communicate.
Right.
So it's something everybody can talk. You all day long can run your mouth all day about anything. But when it comes to communication, you'll see some people just get quiet because it's at grown. Like old people say, grown folks talking now, and they don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to handle it. So I had to learn too that when it comes to certain people, I can't expect them to be like me. I used to tell my mom, I can't believe he act like that. He wasn't raised right. My mom was like, no, he was just raised the way he was raised, and you was raised the way you were raised. It's a difference. And when you learn that people are different from you, you're able to communicate a little bit better from them. You got to learn your communication style. That's something we need to work on. Everybody need to learn their own communication style because we all have a communication style. And people don't even realize that.
That's what, you ever heard of the 5 love languages?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I have.
A lot of people are respond to that, to their love language. You got to learn people. And again, like I'm so with you on that. It wasn't until I joined the military, I had to unlearn how I speak about certain things, how I speak about myself, being around people from all walks of life. The fact that matter was I was just open to learn. I was open to be coached, all of that, because certain things I didn't, it's about accountability. I wanted to change certain things. And a lot of times where I'm from, some of our questions sound like demands, but it's normal for us. But however, outside of that, in everyday life, people don't communicate that way. So I had to unlearn.
Yeah. And you said something about you have to relearn. Sometimes you have to unlearn what you've learned.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have to go back and look at that, because sometimes everything that come up can't come out and shouldn't come out, because you got to know when you're being helpful and when you're being harmful. And you got to know when to speak, when not to speak. Some words you will eat, will they be bitter or sweet? Be careful of the word that you speak, because you have to hear with the inner ear what a person is saying. And try to always, if you can, hear from the heart. Sometimes it's not looking for a response. Like Miami said, sometimes it's not looking for a response. You got to know how to communicate and not manipulate somebody, because we try to manipulate people like a puppet. We want them to do certain things because we got them on this little thing, and that's not it. And then we give this self-pity talk that we sometimes do that will cause people to move in a certain way for us, and that's not good either. Dealing with yourself on this journey right here is detoxifying your mind, body, and soul. It's telling yourself the truth. And we look at, and then not to take anything from anybody, but a lot of time in life, we do a comparison. We look at how many people on Facebook, how many people on YouTube, how many people on TikTok, or whatever other media that's out there, and we do a comparison. And we'll feel like I'm not as good as they are. I can't communicate like them. But I'm going to say this to anybody that might be listening to us right now. Just show up being you. Work on you. Work on your communication skill, whatever that look like to you. Some people good at throwing slang. They good at that. Whatever that look like to you, and however you cliches, whatever you have to say to get you where you need to do, and do it in a good way, do that for you. Set those healthy boundaries for you and work on you. But this what I want to leave us with. Stop trying to rescue everybody and not rescue yourself. And stop taking on false assignment that have not been assigned to you. Because what's going to happen is they're going to drain you, and they're going to leave you dry and hang you dry. And then you're going to be feeling bad and thinking they use you. It's because you put yourself in that line of fire. So that's that's a nugget that I would like to leave with us. Stop trying to rescue everybody and learn to rescue you first.
Okay.
Amen.
How about
That's
you,
right.
Miami Wicked?
I'm
We're closing it.
going to say, to piggyback off of P3, self-care. You know, self-care is what people talk about a lot, but honestly, a lot of people don't understand what it is. But we'll go into more details about that later on in future podcasts. But we need to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
Like they say on the plane, and I tell my mom this all the time, put your mask on first. I can't help you until I help myself. So self-care is very, very important. So take care of yourself first before you can help anybody else.
I agree 100% with both of you guys. I definitely understand and know that detoxification is a part of self-care. If you want to get better, like P3 Square said already, you know, you gotta detox what's in your heart, your mind, and your spirit. You gotta detox. Miami Wicked also shared detox your phone, detox your friends. Certain things that if you want to be better, you have to do better.
That's right.
So I'm 100% in
Yes.
agreement with all you guys. I'm so happy we were able to pre-record our podcast, and like Toya said, more to come with these healthy conversations. I want to thank you,
Definitely.
gorgeous queens, for joining me today.
Thank
Thank
you.
And I hope you guys have a wonderful trip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
We
right.
will.
Assorted
Bye,
Crew
everyone.
out. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all.